Number six energy. Number six energy. I need you all to understand that narcissism and codependency will be spoken about in this from a spiritual perspective, not from a medical perspective. However, I will make it clear that all of us, every one of us, are narcissists somewhere and we're codependent somewhere. So don't think that this is a thing where, oh, it's them and not me. It's always us. No matter what problem or issue that you could point out about a group, a setting, or a particular energy of people, you are also talking about yourself, because all of us inherit the 12 energies within us. All of us have it. You understand? We just have it in different ways, different places. And some of us, it is pronounced, and some of us, it is hidden. Okay? So let's not do the thing of, oh, it's them, not me. Because I will be the first to say, I got narcissism and I got codependency, and so do you. All right? I might not be a number six energy, but I know I have number six tendency somewhere in me. All right? And so do you. Understand that? Now let's get it. Lifepath, Heart Soul Urge 6. Lifepath, Heart Soul Urge 6. The Lifepath 6. This one. Man. Lifepath 6. Heart Soul Urge 6. The number 6 really understands like no other selfless service. They really understand what it means to harmonize, coming from Libra or Venus energy. So the 6 can be self-sacrificial. And the spiritual opportunity with that is that they get to demonstrate to others that there's nothing bigger than unity, and there's nothing bigger than harmony. So what action, what service, what deed is too great to afford harmony? What is too much for harmony? And to them, harmony is everything. To see that there's balance, that there's fairness, that there's negotiation, that everyone has what they need. They teach us how to be hosts. They teach us how to acknowledge every person in the room and be sensitive to the needs of every person. They teach us how to show up without asking, requiring, or expecting something in return all the time, if ever. The number 6 looks at the matters as, okay, something is needed. So why not just suffice what is needed? That's their logic. They want to get down to, okay, what's bothering you? Why are you unhappy? Okay, no problem. So we'll do it. They have an I can and I will attitude. We can learn so much from the number 6. The 6 is a master of the 6th house. They will even go to the extent of overburdening themselves with duties and responsibilities, which represent the 6th house. However, the polarity of that is Pisces, which is boundless love. Okay? Got to get boundaries in there. They can get into that Virgo energy of service. I can do. And they can burn themselves out emotionally. They can burn themselves out mentally. Whenever something has to be done, whenever something has to be given, they immediately go into action. You have an activity at the park, the kids need a water slide, you know. There's no more toilet paper. You know, there's an event coming up, and you know your nephew don't have the right kind of shoes, right? They're the ones who go out of their way to get those things. They're the ones who go out of their way to complete the list. They're the ones who go out of their way to make sure that those little things are done. That is suffice. And that's the Virgo mode that they get into. Their intention is well-being. What manifests well-being? What manifests wellness? So the number 6 represents real love when they are healed, when they are healthy, when they are aligned, when they're balanced, when they harmonize. The 2 points of crisis for the number 6 is a detriment in Cancer and the detriment in Libra. All right? And a lot of this recording is getting into those details. However, the point I want to make right now is the productive aspects of 6, which manifests really through Virgo. When they are coming out healthy, that Virgo energy is what they manifest. And Virgo does have boundaries. Virgo does know when to say no. Virgo does have an identity because they have to introspect to understand who they really are, apart from things and persons. Virgo has the pessimistic view so that everyone else can be happy. So that number 6, they're harmonizing, they're smiling, they're going around, you know, touching everybody on the shoulder, winking at everybody from across the room, smiling at the babies and the old folks, right? But in their mind, they're going through something. And what they're going through is everybody comfortable? Is everybody happy? Does everybody have what they need? They're always on feet. They can't rest because they feel that I have to be the host. Somebody has to take care of everybody. Somebody has to, you know, make sure that the harmony doesn't stop flowing, because look at this. We're finally together. Everybody's working together. Everybody's in motion. There's love moving around. There's smiling. There's happiness. There's togetherness. There's agreement in the atmosphere. There's positivity. You see? So they take the burden of the pessimistic view, which looks for what's missing, look for what's wrong, so that they can experience, the people can experience what's right. They absorb what's wrong so that others can see what's right and experience what's right. On their mind is what's missing so that others can experience what is the abundance that's there. The 6 is always intuiting, feeling for the energy in the room, checking the temperature of the room. That 6 really does care. Don't break the heart of a 6. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't wrong a number 6. Don't do it. Don't do it. 6s have a blind spot that can last a long time because their aim is connections. Their aims is relationships. Their aim is harmony. All right? And also justice, fairness. That's their aim. So while they're preoccupied with those things, people can take advantage of them and attempt to use them as a useful idiot for their own aims, selfishly. Winding them up through sentiment, winding them up through the sacred view that they have. 6s suffer a lot. They go to bed every night feeling dissatisfied on how much they showed up for others. If people around them are not happy, if people around them are frustrated, angry, sad, or whichever else, the 6 takes it personal, like, man, maybe I didn't do enough. Maybe there's more I could have done. And they really do feel like that because they really do care. They will take the blame. They will take the burden of responsibility. They will take accountability too. the number 6. They will. Very responsible. The trustee of all vibrations. Understand that. What comes to mind with the 6 is the self-sacrificial trustee and host. The self-sacrificial trustee and host. Always guaranteed to say yes. Always guaranteed to care. Caring to their own detriment, in a sense. Giving and giving until there's nothing else left to give. The 6 is always working hard, walking fast, talking fast, intuiting, trying to pick up what somebody else needs, what somebody else is going through, what somebody else is suffering. Putting all others first. The 6. The 6 struggles so hard with learning how to say no sometimes. They struggle so hard with letting go so that the trauma and drama and troubles and karma of others can bless them with wisdom and strength. That 6 always seems to get in the way of the hand of God, while on the other hand being the other hand of God. It's like they're the right hand of God in everybody's life, but they seem to stop that left hand from correcting others through the karma of their own burdens. That 6 is the lamb or the ram in the bush. If they could take their heart out and give it to you, they would. If they could take the food out of their stomach and say, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to eat that. Here, you eat first. They'll do it. We have so much to learn from the 6. But there's an illusion with the 6 as well, for the self and for others. And we'll get into that. But first, let me clarify, astrologically, the 6 has its strongest emphasis in Cancer and Taurus. Cancer and Taurus. Also in Virgo, in the more mature aspects of themselves. Libra is the foundational energy of the 6, manifesting the codependent, the emotionally codependent. The Cancer expression of the 6 has a challenge. In the 10th house or in the 6th house, they have a Cancer placement. And that Cancer placement tells them, I need to care for someone. I need to nurture someone. If I don't care for someone and if I don't nurture someone, I can't confirm my identity and value. So what ends up happening is they attract to themselves projects, stray dogs, and stray cats. Some of the stray dogs that they attract, some of the stray cats that they attract, they have ringworm, they have mange, they have fleas, all kind of funk and disease from the places that they've come from, tumbleweeds, full of problems. But that number 6 inherits those problems as a means of giving the self-empowerment in the 10th house, of giving the self-validation in the 6th house. They see others as a project that if I could heal this person, if I could take care of this person, if I could nurture this person, then I can understand myself as a loving person. Because it is my philosophy that that is the highest value of our existence, that we should take care of each other here in this earth. The 6s are always in crisis with resent. And they're in crisis with resent because they so conveniently and inconveniently forget their boundaries. This can be a Piscean aspect of the 6. The codependent 6 needs others to feel they're worth a damn. And they can't have others in the best situation or best state. They're always looking for, what does this person need? Where is their pain? Where is the struggle? What is missing? That's what they're looking for, the number 6. Because the 6 feels duty bound, obligated, inclined to show up with the solution, to show up with the missing piece, to manifest the trustee, to show I'm trustworthy. I got you. I know what you need. I'm already working on it. I'm 2 steps ahead of you. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. They are the willing servant. And there's nothing wrong with that in a balance, because we all need to be willing servants in balance. But this codependency, there's one spirit that can heal it if it's in detriment. There's one spirit that can address this if it goes too far in emotional codependence. And that's the narcissist. Especially if the 6 manifests through Libra. You need the narcissist. Only the narcissist can heal you. Only the narcissist can enlighten you. Only the narcissist can give you an image of yourself. You also require users and abusers in your life. People who will exploit your gifts. People who will use you all up until you have nothing else left. Drain you of all of your resources. There's no other way for you to learn, because you will continue to show up like Captain Save a Hoe or Captain Save a Nigga. Understand that. The answer is yes. Well, you have to attract certain things to teach you that there is also a no at the right time and place and for the right reasons. The 2nd house of the number 6 is in crisis. until their Saturn return, where Saturn gives enough karma to enlighten the number 6. And then the second house can be reinforced. So the Taurus aspect, or the second house aspect of the number 6, it lacks strength. When you lack strength in the second house, or clarity in the second house, your self-esteem is low. Your understanding of yourself is short of introspect. And when we are short of introspect, being surrounded by too many people can prevent us from arriving at the fruits of introspect, because those become distractions and interruptions to that sacred process. The 6 does not like to be alone. I need to be needed. I need to be wanted. I need to know that I am a critical part of this person's life. That is the Virgo aspect of the 6. I need to know that I am irreplaceable, that I'm important, that I'm essential to every process. I need to know that I'm needed. How do you like your eggs? You understand? How do you like your coffee? You understand? Due to Cancer placements in the number 6, Cancer is the mother algorithm in all of us. So the number 6 has to be deliberate about harmonizing the motherly expression in his or her self. The number 6 walks around with full breasts, big ass titties with milk in it. And you will fall over and die if you can't find a damn baby to suckle. You will fall over and die. So you so desperate to pop your titty in somebody's damn mouth, you can't wait on the proper or appropriate person. Even if it's somebody who you know means no good for you. It's unhealthy for you. It's not safe for you. It's not productive for you. You still got to pop your titty in the mouth because you're seeking the validation of it. You're seeking the emotional security of knowing that somebody wants to cling to you because you're that important, because you're that valuable. Misunderstanding this for love. You would do things such as get pregnant on purpose. You would do things such as get a woman pregnant on purpose, with the futile idea or thought that this is what's going to secure you in this person's life. Rather, it's drama or goodness, you don't care as long as you're there attached. Attachment is just as much problem as the emotional codependency that you tend to walk with. Again, this is why you have to attract narcissists into your life. You have to attract no good piece of shit motherfuckers into your life. You have to attract people in your life to dog your ass out so that you could get a reality check of yourself and put some boundaries up around the gold, around the treasure, around your money, around your resources, around your energy, around your vitality, around your heart. You just a big open field of free food, free drinks, free resources, free love, free hugs. Everything fucking free. A free ass market. And you get exploited throughout your life without having self-esteem and with feeling the need for the emotional connection to others, which is only human. But you have a disposition that has brought you in crisis with this. So what happens is you end up accepting misuse and abuse. You end up accepting mistreatment just so you can say that you have someone, just so you can say that you're involved with an emotional exchange, even if it is toxic, even if it is unhealthy. The Cancer placement demands that you are a nurturer. You cannot avoid this impulse. You cannot overcome this impulse. You cannot stop this impulse because it is part of your cosmic makeup and design. Where the problem comes in at is you are sourcing the wrong agencies to answer that call. That's where the problem comes in at with the number 6. Yes, you need to pop your titty in the mouth and care for something, nurture something, see it through to wellness, see it through to health, see it through to better days. But there are projects that give back to you. There are projects that are good for you. There are projects that build you as you build it. There are projects that pour into you as you pour into it. There are projects that you can get involved with that give you back that energy and plus more. Even if it is as simple as starting a garden. Even if it is as simple as raising dogs. Going to an old folks home and loving on them somehow. Going to a prison or correctional facility and showing up and giving, juveniles or young girls and young boys, the number 6 energy that they never got to receive. Even if it means you adopt somebody or you show up in your family in a greater capacity of love. Do it in a healthy way. In a healthy way. The number 6 will put a blindfold on themselves. And they will plug their ears out. This person is telling you, I don't really want to be with you, but you give me the convenience I really want. I don't really want to be with you, but you're a quick place to stay. I get to use your car. 3 hots in a cot. And you pretend like you didn't hear that. You pretend like you didn't see that. And you laugh it off. You giggle. You talk real fast over that line. And you clench that hand a little tighter. You think that you could buy a yes. That you could feed him or her until you get a yes. Swipe your card until you get a yes. Fuck them real good or fuck them real good until you get a yes. You're delusional. Hear it from me. Come on. Hear it from me. There's nobody else in the room but you and me. Hear it from me. You're delusional. And you need to get a grip. You need to respect yourself. Have some boundaries. If you want a project in which you can manifest the witnessing of yourself in love and compassion and nurturing, motherliness, do so in a way that's healthy. Do so in a way that is noble. It is not noble to initiate and create unfair contracts into your life with others. Just so you can loathe over yourself and play victim and say, oh, woe is me. He hurt me. She hurt me. He wronged me. She wronged me. He used me. She used me. No, you consented to that. And you were fully aware of what you were doing when you consented to it. You start these contracts in your life over and over and over again. You continue to start these contracts in your life. And then you walk around like a damn victim, like somebody did you wrong. But guess who did you dirty? You did yourself dirty. You did. You did you dirty. And when you got them crying about that, when you got done licking your wounds over that, when you got done playing victim in your slow songs and your gospel music over that, you went on to another problem. The number 6 energy through Taurus, you use your finances, you use your resources to make up for the self-esteem that you really don't got. And see, a lot of people who are new to my channel, they didn't get adjusted to my weather. It could get real cold over here, it could get real hot, but it's not personal, right? I treat it like nobody's in the room but me and you. So I'm going to be honest about what I have observed or what I do understand about these things that I'm talking about. So let's get to it. The number 6 is on this wise. You don't feel like you're what that person wants, but you really want that person. You know, in fact, that you're not really what that person wants. You know it. You know it. This is how most of the number 6s is fat bitches out here. Okay? Who got a lot of love to give. Good home cooking. Good loving. Suck it real good. Fuck it real good. Real sweet. And you have a quote unquote type of man with you that you really want to have into your life. And this can go the other way around, where you're not really the man that she wants. You're very kind, you're very sweet, you're very loving. Oh, she's so charmed. You're such a nice guy. You defend her, right? You enable all of her bullshit. You say yes every time. You never say no because you scared, nigga. You scared to say no. Because you scared she gonna walk off your ugly ass. You scared she gonna walk off your broke ass. You scared she gonna walk off your short ass. You scared she gonna walk off your pot belly ass. You scared she gonna walk off your soft bitch ass. And the same thing for that number 6 female. You scared he gonna leave your fat ass. You scared he gonna leave your ugly ass. You scared he gonna leave your cellulite having ass. You scared. So everything's a yes. But as you look to the other side, he real fine, ain't he? You like that? All the girls want him. He's charming, right? His nice muscles, his haircut, oh, the swag. You like that. He treats you like shit. You love it. Huh? And you, nigga. You like that woman, don't you? Huh? She got that fat ass, light skin, dimples. Huh? Look like an Instagram model. You know she don't be paying attention to your ass. She think you square. She think you lame. She think you boring. She think you sweet, you kind. Huh? But you think you got her. See, I'm serving as the conscious that you lack right now in this moment. And I'm saying things to you that you scared to say to yourself. I'm trying to prime the pump. Prime the pump. When you look in the mirror, you're scared to admit these things. You don't got that bitch. No, you don't. She ain't what you want. You are not future. Get over it, nigga. You're a nice guy. You're sweet. You're charming. You sit up straight when you drive. Huh? You say, excuse me, pardon me, when somebody bumps into you. When she's not showing a positive mood, what's wrong, baby? You all right? What's on your mind? You know you can talk to me about anything. You a sweet sugar boo. A sweet sugar boo. And you don't want her to leave you. She on bad behavior and you enable it. You don't correct her. You're scared to correct her. She come to you with her stories about what happened at work, what happened with her family. And she telling on herself on how toxic she is, how evil the bitch is. And you still sitting up there, yup, yeah, they don't deserve you. That's right. That's right, boo-boo, they don't deserve you. Oh, they just don't understand you. Oh, no, it ain't them, it ain't you, it's them. With your bitch ass. This is a problem with the number 6 energy. This is a motherfucking problem with that number 6 energy. You better stop that shit. You better cut that shit out. You've had narcissists all your life. You niggas had narcissistic women and you bitches had narcissistic ass men in your life as a number 6. And you had to have them because nothing else will beat it into your hard ass head that the love that God gave you inside of yourself is not to be wasted and exploited. You ought to honor it and respect it like the holy flames of Vesta. Like the holy flames of Vesta. Everybody don't deserve it. But not so fast with your holy dance. Not so fast with your holy dance. The number 6 tends not to have the strength to take care of themselves. A weakness about the self. You don't have the strength as a man to not put on simp ass behavior. You are super simp until you have your breakthrough. You the biggest simp in the nation. A simp ass nigga. That's your problem as a number 6. You don't have strength when it comes to females. Because you're so desperate to have one to lust over. You're so desperate to feel like somebody wants to keep you in their life and she fine as hell. You don't want the ones that's on your level. You want the ones way up there on that shelf. And that's your damn problem. You think you qualified for shit that ain't even in your fucking lane. And the same thing when you was a number 6 as a woman. You think you qualify for shit that ain't in your fucking lane. Don't have the strength to do one damn sit-up. Eating all goddamn day. Looking a fat fucking sloppy ass mess. but you deserve super nigga. The reality is that people are using you. People are using your resources. The reality is that they don't like you. They don't love you. You yes, 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 yup, yup, yup. And they realize that you're just simply agreeable. They can say anything and you'll say yes. They can tell you anything that they've done and you will never find them guilty. You will never say that they're wrong. You will never correct them. You will never admonish them. You will never hold them accountable because you fear not to be in their graces. You fear not to be in their graces. It's a lot of number 6 energy on the internet. Go down any place in the internet, whether it's Instagram or YouTube, where there's an attractive woman or attractive man, and you will find all number 6 energy down the comment section. That's why I don't show myself on here. I don't participate in that. I don't participate in that. I'm not showing my face. I'm not showing my body. Nope. I've done that before. Been there, done that. I'm not participating in that shit. I had 500 subscribers last year in 6 months. I don't know, there's 100 something right now. Started over 4 months ago. Started with 11 amazing friends, associates, clients. You understand? Sincere ones. And all can attest, I'm not here to serve lust or participate in that shit. But here's the truth. That number 6 energy, it sustains the wickedness in our society. And that's through Libra. South Node Libra is where we're at today. And that is number 6 energy leaving out. The simps. Simps. My father was a pimp. 100% right hand up the guard, a sweater of Allah. My father was a pimp. Not figuratively. Literally. Out in California and Chicago. So I'm not using that word simp lightly. I know what it means. South Node Libra, 6 energy. The detriment of 6, that is. The shadow of 6, that is. The weakness of 6. Understand that. Right. So, up and down the comment section, anytime you see a pretty face or a handsome face, somebody, they could be doing the dumbest shit, the most wicked and illogical behaviors. And it's, oh, beautiful queen. Yeah, goddess. Oh, don't worry about the haters, sweetheart. Oh, what's your cash app? Oh, facts, my nigga, facts. None but facts. Yeah, 100. But the truth is that the only reason you're there is because your dick is hard or your pussy wet. The only reason you're there is for that number 6 energy, to give validation or to receive validation through your association. Number 6. That's what this South Node Libra is all about. That Libra energy, the misuse of the astral body, these impulses. It's wicked. The number 6 abuses itself and oppresses itself, sabotages itself, tie yourself up in pain and misery and suffering, and then want to play victim. Like somebody did you dirty. But you lay your head down on the tracks and you wave to the train. Huh? Come on, hurry up. You do it every time. The number 6 has to focus on self-esteem. The number 6 has to focus on maturity that grounds the astral body. You need Saturn to walk with your Venus. So you need to investigate your natal birth chart. And if you do not understand your natal birth chart, you need to get a reading with me so I can teach you, or at least give you a foundation. But the number 6 starts out in life with a crisis with the astral body, the Venus placement and the moon placement. That Venus lacks strength and it lacks guidance. Venus in the natal birth chart, it cannot be alone, or else it would turn into a simp, it'll turn into a prostitute, it will turn into a manipulator. It will lead you down the pathways of wickedness and oppression to yourself and others. A doorknob, a good Saturday night, come in a church sock and bounce. So the number 6 has to study their Venus placement. They also have to study the Libra placement to really get down to the bottom, the foundational bottom of where the crisis with the service is coming at. Also the Cancer placement to understand where the addiction to nurturing stray dogs and stray cats is coming from. You got to get down to the bottom of it. So the moon and Venus is in crisis with the 6. Libra and Cancer is in crisis with the 6 at the beginning of their life. All right? You have to pass through karma over years and years and years and years and years to overcome that crisis, so that the 6 becomes a power and not an inhibition. Understand that? So what it is that the number 6 astral body is ahead of its entire consciousness. It is leading the conscious body of that individual. The astral body is not to be in charge. The astral body is not to make decisions. It is to inform decisions. It is to influence directions. It is also your power to attract to you what you need or want or should have. But when you are in crisis with insecurity, low self-esteem, okay, insecurity and low self-esteem, emotional codependency, then you are attracting lessons that will unbind you, untie you from that will set you free. But those lessons are karmic lessons. And they take many years, many decades to pass through. So your astral body is attracting its solutions, because the soul ultimately is the one who is prevailing to its liberation, while using the folly of the astral body to arrive at its liberation. Therefore, those who you attract into your life are your teachers. They are your classrooms. And what you are learning is not them. Who you are learning is not them. You are learning yourself through them. You are understanding yourself through them. That's why they showed up. The only solution for a Venus in crisis, the only solution for astral body in detriment, the only solution for a Libra energy that is in crisis, okay, is Aries and Virgo. So you have to draw on your Aries strength, which is your identity, your I am. who you are without defining yourself through others, through association. Who the fuck are you? What does it mean to be you? That is your core strength. Aries, Mars. You need to draw on it. The 6 can be very indecisive. When you do not have identity, you are indecisive. When you lack identity, you have trouble executing. You have hesitation. Venus is what causes this. When you don't have enough strength in Mars. To go through Virgo is a process, the number 9 Hermit card. Through introspect, I am born again. And when you are reborn through Virgo, that Venus goes through finishing school. Your astral body goes through finishing school. When your astral body goes through finishing school, you come out on the other side with maturity about your astral body. Discipline. Self-reliance emotionally. You understand how to master and process your emotions because you get in touch with yourself through introspect of Virgo, which is really number 9 energy. The number 6 needs to understand that you need not use the word love until you really understand love. Setting yourself up for emotional abuse is not love. Creating emotional abuse into your life is not love. Signing yourself up to be used and played is not love. That ain't got nothing to do with love. That's negligence to yourself, not love. You need to refrain from using the word love until you understand it. And it's not understood through others. Love is understood through time and introspect with self. It is understood through transforming isolation into solitude. Overcoming the rejection of being alone. Bringing warmth into the presence of self. Love doesn't begin until you find the strength to say no. To put no's around your boundaries and put yeses within your boundaries. Until you have the strength to do that, you have not arrived at love. No, you haven't. You need not disrespect love. Sit your ass down until you understand that. Love will not be accomplished by fucking the shit out of somebody. Love will not be accomplished by swiping your damn card, loaning your car out, opening your door to stray cats and dogs. Attaching yourself through a baby, attaching yourself through pregnancy, attaching yourself through 8th house themes, such as debts, contracts, and other engagements that bind the names and identities in life. That is not how you create love. A trail of damn babies that's a victim of your emotional insecurities. A trail of damn babies that's a victim of your attempts to keep and attach a motherfucker that you know you ain't never had no business even being with. A trail of damn babies. You got spirals in your damn eyes trying to secure what you misunderstand for love. The codependent. The number 6 is promised for twin flame experience. You are promised for twin flame experience. The twin flame includes the narcissist and codependent. The narcissist is the only savior. Well, let me not say savior, the initiator. The initiator of the codependent's liberation. And that is through pain. Without the narcissist, the codependent does not stand a chance to save themselves. That is your saving grace, the narcissist. The codependent is not so noble as compared to the narcissist. Both of them is fucked up. Both of them is dead wrong. Both of them are in error. Both of them are oppressive. The narcissist is oppressive to others, and the codependent is oppressive to themselves. The narcissist is abusive to others, and the codependent is abusive to themselves. The narcissist does not give others their rights. The codependent does not give their self their rights. The narcissist violates the boundaries of others. The codependent denies boundaries for themselves and violates the boundaries of their self. So let's stop this false narrative of, oh, he narcissistic. Oh, I was with this narcissistic person. Oh, they were so narcissistic. You telling on yourself. Because if you was ever with a narcissist, that means you was a codependent, because a narcissist cannot manifest unless there is a codependent. So you told on yourself. Learn how to keep your damn mouth shut and stop telling on your goddamn self. Oh, I was with this girl and this guy, and oh, they was a narcissist. Oh, they were just so narcissistic. Okay, you telling on yourself. That means you were codependent. Congratulations, you manifested the lesson that you really needed. Did you learn? Did you learn? Did you fucking learn? Oh, why am I getting all these narcissists? Oh, why am I getting all these narcissists? Because you a codependent. Get down to the bottom of that and you ain't gonna have no more narcissists. It's that fucking simple. Shit ain't hard. It ain't fucking hard. Very simple. You're a codependent. And you are just as oppressive and destructive as they are. You are just as wrong as they are. Didn't know that, did you? Didn't know that, did you? Well, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Said a great philosopher called Biggie Smalls. And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Understand that. Twin flame, number 6. One is the runner, one is the chaser. The number 6 is indeed the chaser. The chaser. She's a runner, she's a track star. Yeah. Yeah. The one who's running is the narcissist. The one who's chasing is the codependent. The yin and the yang. The yin and the motherfucking yang. The more you run, the more they chase. The more they chase, the more they run. So with the twin flame dynamic, what's happening is the astral bodies have to break each other through to the soul. That's what's happening. That's all that's fucking happening. The astral bodies, the passion of the astral bodies have to break through to the soul. The order goes this simple. You have the sun, which is the soul. You have Mercury, which is the ethereal. You have Venus, which is the astral. The crisis of the twin flame dynamic is taking place with the astral. On the other end of the astral is the spirit of fire, which is Mars. Okay? So one is manifesting Mars and one is manifesting Venus. However, it has to break through the astral to get to the liberation of the soul. Because the soul is constricted and restricted in two opposite directions. Okay? The two opposite directions that the number 6 and or twin flame dynamics take place is within the axis of Libra and Aries. Okay? The first house and 7th house. Venus and Mars. Divine masculine and divine feminine. All right? The giver and the receiver. The one who's empty and the one who's full. All right? So we have to understand that the narcissist was created by a codependent, and the codependent was created by a narcissist. That's how they became that way. That's how they became that way. As effect to the 1st and 7th house. As effect to the 2nd and 8th house. Okay? So, the specific houses that have to be affected for this number 6 twin flame dynamic to manifest is the 1st house of self and the 7th house of others in relationships. The 2nd house of self-esteem, ethos, and values. Okay? And the 8th house of other people's value and other people's property, identity, and boundaries. Intimacy, the 8th house. Okay? So that's Taurus and Scorpio axis as well as Libra and Aries axis. These axes is where twin flame dynamics manifest out. When the parent is overpouring into a child attention, expressions of, I don't want to say love, but adoration, concern, all that Libra energy, different things of that nature, or Cancer energy. When you overpour in Cancer and Libra energy into a child, they're going to become a fucking narcissist. All right? When you underpour in Cancer and Libra energy into a child, they will become a codependent. All right? And that comes from the misunderstanding of love. You don't know what the fuck love is. And some people want to have a baby just so they could feel what they think might be love. It's like the baby's a fucking guinea pig. So when the baby gets here, you pour emotional codependency and attachment into the child. And you create a narcissist out of them. Now they're a fucking narcissist, a damn terrorist in the world. Or you could be very cold and selfish with your love because maybe you never got it. Maybe you never felt it. So you trying to pour it back into yourself, play catch up, but the child still needs it. Your door is always shut. Not right now. Go watch TV. You understand? All these different things. I'll never get to see daddy. I'll never get to see mommy. So the codependence manifests because that puts them in a crisis in the 1st and 7th house as well as the 2nd and 8th house because they need that intimacy and they need that affection and love shown to them for emotional integrity, strength, and fortification. So now you created a codependent. So the only way to fix that, only way to heal that, okay, is to bring that energy back into their life so that they can learn how to undo it themselves. You see? So the narcissist created the codependent. So the codependent has to meet a narcissist, or narcissists, plural, in order to learn how to untie themselves, to heal themselves, to self-correct. All right? Little birdie whispered in my ear, reminding me to remind us that every one of us are narcissists and every one of us are codependents in our own ways. Every one of us. Every one of us. There is no person who is not a narcissist in some aspect of their life, and there is no person who is not a codependent in some aspect of their life. It does not exist. Every one of us is. All of us. Every person. There's not a person walking the earth who's not. With the number 6, this takes place in concentrations of energy that dominates the personality, okay? Such as the first house, such as the second house, such as the 7th house, and such as the 8th house, and such as the 10th and 5th house, as I mentioned, all right? So when there's domination of the personality through stelliums or through particular placements, then they manifest the number 6 energy, which is the codependent. All right? The number 6 is the trustee. But here's the thing. The number 6 can fool people who don't know no better. Because they will look like the noble, they come across as being so noble and being so sincere, so pure in their intentions and will. All I wanted to do was, they are constantly trying to whip up spells and sorcery. They are constantly working alchemy to satisfy their lusts or insecurities through Libra and Venus, or through Cancer. Through Cancer, it's about attachments. Through Libra, it usually is about lust. They have a way of inserting themselves into people's lives. The other person can be talking on the phone with the family, and they have this subconscious activity that tells them, oh, if I get in good with the family, then they can't reject me. They gotta lock themselves down with me. They gotta see that this is your last stop, that you don't need to go nowhere. If I get in good with the family. So they start laughing extra hard at jokes. They start inserting themselves in conversations that ain't nobody fucking talking to them. They start setting up dates and appointments and shit. All right? The 6 is going all out to secure all relationship opportunities at all costs. They will turn a grain of sand into a fucking Taj Mahal if it means to take a fraction of an opportunity and turn it into a sealed deal. Because remember, the number 6 deals with initiating and securing contracts as well, which is 7th house energy. They are masters of the 7th. The masters of the 7th house simply because they work tirelessly to understand the alchemy behind bonds and relationships, creating bonds. What makes a bond? What creates a bond? Their aspiration is to take the person from the 7th house and rise them up as quick as possible through a spell into the 8th house. That's what the 6 does before they become enlightened. Understand this. Before they become enlightened, that is what the 6 does. Okay? They take you from the 7th, they flap their wings, and they fly you up to the 8th, wrapped up in ropes. All right? Now, you might say, what do you mean by this? Well, the 5th house is where you have the honeymoon sweet dates. Okay? The sweet dates. The 7th house is where you have the courting stage. The eighth house is where you have the burden of responsibility exchange and intimacy, such as marriage. Okay? The eighth house is where you don't get out of this without blood, sweat, and tears. You're locked in here. The deal is sealed. You're married. Your name is my name. What's yours is mine. And what's mine is yours. We are one in the eighth house. So the sixth is desperate to have that status. In the fifth house, they are so sweet. They laugh at all your jokes. They're affectionate. They always want to listen to your problems. They're always there for you. They always have a solution. You understand? They are the viscosity. They got the KY jelly. They got the Vaseline for any friction that might take place in a relationship dynamic or in the attempt for a relationship dynamic. And this is not only romantic, but in all relationship circumstances, they have this magic. They know how to make that work. But the subconscious impulse is, I got to get this person from the seventh house into the eighth house. Because seventh ain't good enough, because they could walk away any minute. So they'll go as far as to get the girl pregnant on purpose, or the girl get pregnant on purpose, depending on if it's a guy or male or female. Okay? You would do things such as, let's just set up joint accounts. Oh, don't worry about it. You can get it in my name. I'll co-sign. Anything to get in the eighth house, because all these things is eighth house. Anything that ties you to a person's identity, that's the eighth house. Even debts, even loans, credit. Okay? The number 6 is not satisfied until they get to that eighth house. And it's a crisis because you're longing for that person to come with you in the eighth house, but you ain't got no identity. You don't love you. You don't respect you. You don't got no boundaries. You don't know who the fuck you are. If this person leaves, you'll fall over and die. That shows that you're not in touch with yourself. Nothing for them could go along organically because there's always this insecurity in the back of the head that I can't let this person get away. See, when you don't have identity, you're always alone. Even when you're among people, even when you're around people. You feel isolated even when you're around people. Because ultimately, inner child is the only one who can make you feel like you're not alone. Inner child is the only one who can make you feel like you will be okay if nobody's there. It's the relationship of you with you. It's rather or not your inner child feels like you were there for him or her. It's rather or not your inner child feels like you pay attention to him or her. Rather than not, your inner child feels like you acknowledge him or her. The inner child is just like any child. It gets jealous if you give too much attention to other people. If you keep ignoring them, if you keep overlooking them, if you don't take them serious, if you don't spend time with them, if you don't comfort them, reassure them, if you don't make decisions that protects them from danger or threat, any kind of harm. But when that child knows or gets to witness that you make decisions to always keep them safe, to always keep them secure, to always make sure that they're healthy, that they're fed, to always be concerned about how they feel and what they think, to always be concerned about their opinions in a thing, to show them that you always long to be with them and spend time with them. Don't you know your inner self has to get the same love? That's the relationship that you owe to inner child. You have to be in a relationship with inner child in that same aspect. When you are not, You are desperate for somebody to be in your life. You're desperate for somebody to be there 24/7, reassuring you that they're not going nowhere. And the only thing you're going to get is exactly that, because it has to become a classroom for you to help you to realize that if they do go somewhere, you still got somebody, and it's yourself. But you're not showing up for yourself. All this single life culture, all this girl, you don't need no man. And these bitches out here still ain't got in contact with their goddamn self. Because ain't nobody teaching out here. Still ain't got in contact with their self. Because the only thing that ends up happening then, when you all by yourself, is perversion. You're maxing out your credit cards to buy the emotional security. You're fucking every Tom, Dick, and Harry on Saturday night, Monday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Who you kidding? Who the fuck are you kidding? That six is in a crisis with that inner child, and you have got to get right with that inner child. Show up for that inner child. Rock and comfort and coddle and love on that inner child. And never ignore the voice of inner child. When inner child says, I'm scared, you better rush them to security. When inner child says, I don't trust this person, you need to listen. When inner child says, I don't trust this decision you're making, you're scaring me, but you still do it anyway. You still go anyway. You still make that decision anyway. You are betraying inner child, and inner child will not trust you. You are betraying inner child, and inner child will feel disconnected from you. It will be scared of you even. And now you have conflict internally inside of yourself, and you don't feel connected to yourself or with yourself because self has left your crazy ass, your wicked ass. Self don't even want to talk to you no more. Self don't even want to deal with you no more because you wildin'. And you don't fucking listen. So self is like an abandoned child walking around unkept, unprotected, unhealed. But you having a good old time, and you so concerned about somebody staying in your life, and you scaring them too with your desperate ass. You scare and run everybody out your life. That's all you do, just like you did your inner child. Don't you know that what you do to your inner child is going to do to you through other people? When you abandon your inner child is going to manifest someone to come and abandon your ass. When you betray inner child is going to manifest somebody to come and betray your ass. When you ignore inner child and say, shut up, I got this, it's going to manifest someone to come into your life and say, shut up, I got this. Meanwhile, all your needs are on pause. But you're longing for a connection with that person, just like your inner child is longing for a connection with you. Don't abuse your inner child. The inner child projects all relationships to you. All of your relationships show up in the condition, attitude, and spirit of your inner child. You cannot get a relationship that does not reflect the condition of your inner child. If your inner child is crying, that's what your relationship is going to have you doing, crying. If your inner child is scared, your relationship going to have you scared than a motherfucker. Insecure, unstable. Can I trust this? Just like your inner child asks you, can I trust your decisions? Every time I tell you I'm scared, you do it anyway. You scaring me. Every time I tell you I don't trust this person, you go down the road with them anyway. And then you come back crying. You can't be trusted. I'm going on a rant about this 6, but I'm going on this rant because I have a sense of love for the six because the six needs to learn love for self. All right? So this is a fatherly love that I'm giving out. The six really needs this love for self. It's a problem. You're going to keep crashing and burning if you don't get this right, if you don't learn this lesson. Don't exploit yourself for what you want to taste out of relationships and connections, the validation that you're longing for. Don't exploit yourself. Don't exploit your gifts. And you got to get qualified for whatever you want. Oh, you want that kind of woman? Oh, you want that kind of man? Are you qualified for that? Is that who you are? Because ultimately, you have to be who that person is in a frequency. But entitlement is one hell of a drug. Entitlement is one hell of a drug. When you gonna start being honest with yourself, number six? It is only romance. It is the movies. It is what women of society have just been blabbling on about, but they never meant it, about the nice guy. You keep trying to be the nice guy. You keep trying to be the good guy. You keep trying to be Mr. Noble, Mr. Good Manners, Mr. Sweetheart, Mr. Oh, I care. Mr. Oh, I'll always be there for you. You're doing yourself a disservice because no woman is going to respect you in that spirit. They will say that, but it will never manifest from the soul. You have to be Aries for them to respect you. You have to be Capricorn for them to respect you in your spirit. Saturn or Mars, pick one. And Saturn is better. The simping is only enabling the worst behaviors out of females. When you simp out here, you enable the worst behavior out of women in the world and in society. You create and recreate the dysfunctional modern woman. Simps do. Because it's your bitch ass on the sideline cheerleading all the dysfunctional behavior, paying for it, asking for the cash app so you can send money for it. Yup. Yes. Facts. You all up in there with it. It's your bitch ass that's destroying women because you are the number one cheerleader on the side, the bitch ass nigga. You the worst of God's creation until you come to enlightenment. The bitch ass nigga. That is the worst of God's creations. A bitch ass nigga. A simping ass nigga. You scared to correct females. You scared to put them in their place. You scared to check their ass. You scared to say something contrary to what they desire you to say. Contrary to what they desire you to do. I'm not telling you to be out here abusive, disrespectful, or rude. But I am telling you to be the truth. Which most women ain't gonna like. But they gonna respect it, nigga. You can never aspire to be liked by women. You have to aspire to be respected by all people, not liked. Like comes and goes. Consistency is the best trait for a man. And you can't have consistency being a bitch ass nigga. Y'all are hurting society. You're hurting society. It's always a cheerleading squad of bitch ass niggas on the sideline, cheerleading the worst behaviors on. And that's why they can't get in line. That's why they can't self-correct. That's why women is out here wilding. Because they know you always gonna be there to catch them if they fall. Captain Save a whole ass niggas. Marrying strippers and shit. All in lust with ass. Eating ass. Weird ass niggas out here, man. Lollipop ass niggas. Number 6, representing viscosity. You got to know that the number 6 is always trying to get you into contract. That's their will. So when you attract number 6s into your life, you have to learn yourself to master your astral body. Because if you don't have mastery over your astral body, you will lose sight of your consent and authority. But it is the codependent. It is the shadow Libra energy. It is the number 6 energy that comes into your life as a teacher, as a lesson for you to learn how not to subscribe to responsibilities and expectations that you know you do not want to show up for, because they will put viscosity, okay, jelly and Vaseline all over every point of decision so that you feel like you have no choice but to say yes. But if you're listening to your feelings, you deserve the karma from that. But if you listen to your values, your principles, your wisdom, your intuition, you will understand that you are never without option. You can say yes or you can say no. You can give your consent or you can withhold that consent. You can turn it down. But that codependent number 6 energy coming into your life, they have magic and sorcery through the power of Venus to dupe your dumb ass into any contract. And once you sign it, they will hold you to it. Oh, you said you would never. Oh, you said you, but you. And here come the tears, here come the crying, here come the bitching. Here come all the drama, all the crying and shit. But you help that person to create that misery. When 6s come into your life, you have to understand that you must not enable them. Do not enable a number 6. You got to treat them like crackheads. You love them. You'll do anything for them. But you won't help them to be a crackhead. Come on, man. Let me get in. Yeah, man. That food was good, man. I appreciate it, man. I love the way your mama made that tater salad, man. Hey, let me get $5. You see where I'm going with this? Don't enable the number 6. That's why the narcissist is Jesus coming to the number 6. That's Jesus coming to the number 6. The Lord and Savior of the number 6 is a narcissist, because the narcissist knows how to leave their ass hanging at the contract. The narcissist know how to push that contract right across the table and say, nope, I ain't fucking with that. No, thank you. The narcissist knows how to look at their ass with a blank face, a poker ass face, while they laughing and giggling. That's what they need. It's the only way they can heal. Do not enable a number 6. They come with jelly all over their hand, KY jelly all over their hands. Vaseline all over their hands. They want you to slip into a deal, slip into a contract, slip into a relationship, slip into a promise, slip into a bond, slip into a connection, slip into an agreement. They want you to slip and slide. As long as you stay. While you're there, you might as well take this. While you're there, you might as well put this shackle on. While you're there, you might as well tie this around your hat. While you're there, Number sixes are magicians in a sense. You got to be careful. Got to be careful with that. You have to listen, watch what they say and do. The laughter is a part of the sorcery. The wording. They take out words and they add words. And they make it seamless. They are walking contracts. And all it takes is a giggle to sign that contract. You sitting there watching HGTV, kicking it with this person, right? And you say, "Oh, I like that house. That's a nice house." Yeah. The number sixes say, "Yeah, that's a nice house. I can see us in that." And if you laugh with it, you sign that contract. You just told that person that that's what you want too. You understand? That magic and sorcery is real. They will whip a spell on your ass and have you locked and tied up in it. They're delusional. They know they can be in a situation where they know they're not wanted, but they will keep telling themselves that they are. That is possible. This person will change your mind, and it's possible I can change them. That is why they need a narcissist, because you ain't getting ready to change no narcissist. The narcissist is heaven sent for the number six. So anyway, I went over that drama. I know y'all crying. Y'all probably turned it off by now, but believe me, okay? Destruction is as essential as construction. Build or destroy. Okay? A lot of construction can't take place until there's destruction first. You have to have demolition in many cases first. Some things have to be torn down before what is correct can be built up. All right? So yes, this was a demolition. Damn, that's fucked up. You ain't had nothing but negative stuff to say. All right. But it's still a positive outcome. All right? It's still a positive outcome. Just like I know the saving grace of the number six is a narcissist. Okay? The saving grace in this message is my narcissistic message. All right? So I have a narcissistic message here because that's the only thing that could get through to the number six, because the number six takes everything and blows magic on it to make it fit their agenda, to fit their narrative. A laugh and a smile and a giggle fixes everything. That's the philosophy of the number six. If I giggle enough, if I laugh enough, it will change everything. They will giggle your ass into a fucking trap. Don't fall for laughs and giggles. I'm trying to tell you, your ass better pay attention. Now, Lifepath 6, if you're going down there, the Lifepath 6, you have to learn to undo narcissistic tendencies. So you will take on codependent themes in your life, because it's your turn to understand the polar opposite of where you're coming from. The balancing factor. Understand that. That life path requires you to pull on more Libra energy. That life path requires you to get more into your astral body. That life path requires for you to become more nurturing, to become less selfish, to become more selfless. That life path has you to see the value in lasting relationships and commitments, the staying power. So when you got 6 over your life path, you are coming from some narcissistic history over time. When you are a number 6 in your heart soul urge, you are carrying that codependent spirit. All right? And it's time for you to get more Mars, Aries energy into your life, more fire energy into your life, more number 1 energy into your life. Now, recap, as far as the number six energy coming through Cancer, if you find that through your natal birth chart, your number six energy is coming through Cancer, okay? And you find yourself all the time taking in stray dogs and stray cats. And what I mean is making projects out of people who are loaded and burdened with all kind of problems and karma that they created for themselves, brought on themselves. And here you come, as the mother whipping your titty out. You understand, overextending yourself, overexerting yourself, bringing imbalance into your life, operating in ways that do not honor your own self-preservation and boundaries, then you have a crisis with your Cancer placement in that case, okay? And when you have a crisis with your Cancer placement, which usually shows up for this type of person in the 6th house, 12th house, or 10th house, okay, in these places, then, or 7th house as well, with these type of situations, you need to work on inner child, okay? So you need never ignore your inner child, all right? Never overlook the rights and needs of your inner child. Treat the inner child as priority, okay? Because ultimately, every time you try to create a relationship or initiate a relationship, the only thing you are going to get is a manifestation of the condition of the inner child. All right. So if you left the inner child stranded, you are going to get somebody who's going to leave you stranded. Please understand this. All right. If you block out that inner child, you're going to be blocked out too. If you are constantly cheating on your inner child, yeah, you didn't think I was going to say that, did you? Okay. If you keep cheating on your inner child, where you know that your inner child doesn't want you doing certain things. All right. And when I say inner child, I'm talking about your moon. I'm talking about your Cancer. I'm talking about your intuition. I'm talking about your inner impulse that guides you and lets you know right from wrong, good from bad. That lets you know your security system is going off within your soul. Okay. That 4th house energy as well. All right. Understand this. You know what I'm talking about. So when you cheat on that power, when you cheat on that cosmic force, somebody gonna come in your life and cheat on you too, because you cheating on that force. And what I mean by cheat on that force is you know better, but you decide to trick yourself into pretending like you didn't know better, or like what you are doing is going to compensate your betrayal to yourself. So you're playing tricknology on yourself. So that inner child is going to manifest somebody to play tricknology on you. You think you got a deal, but turns out you didn't. All right. So we're not getting anything except for through relationships, the condition of our inner child. So if that inner child is happy, you are going to connect with relationships that bring happiness into your life, because your inner child has the cosmic power to reward you through relationships, that which you have rewarded it, that status which you have put it upon. So your relationship status is always going to reflect the status of you and your inner child at all times. You will never, ever get around that. You will not have a relationship that is in any other shape or condition or form than a relationship that you have with your inner child. It will always directly reflect it. Oh, people always doing this to me. People always doing like him. Well, the problem starts with your inner child, because that's what you're doing to your inner child. Therefore, your inner child is doing it to you. All right? It's that simple. So stop telling people your business. All right? You run around here telling everybody your business, but the truth is you're not a victim. Your inner child is a victim. All right? Understand that. Now, recap, as far as the number 6 energy detriment, if this happens to manifest through the Libra placement, you have a crisis with identity. All right? You need to get to your identity. You are not the labels that you wear. You are not the associates that you have. You are not the culture that you identify. None of those things are you. All right. The wig don't make you. The lashes don't make you. The haircut and tattoos don't make you. The car don't make you. All right. The material can't make you. The modern culture, the music videos and all this other stuff, your job title, your PhD, your doctors, your masters. Oh, I graduated from. None of that shit makes you you. You have an identity crisis, and the identity crisis is always going to have you all over the fucking place, indecisive, not knowing what to choose, how to choose, or what is the correct choice. You are never going to know because you have an identity crisis. You are not going to know. That is an identity crisis. And when you are in an identity crisis, you are operating through the astral without the facilitation and balance and protection of your other forces. You cannot operate through Venus without the discipline, order, structure of Saturn. You cannot operate through Venus without the intuitive wisdom and insight of the moon. You cannot operate through Venus without the higher wisdom of Jupiter and understanding of justice of Jupiter. You cannot operate through your astral body without the view of unconditional love in the soul's journey through Neptune, number 7 energy. You cannot. So you're violating. You cannot operate in the astral body without the balance of the transformational power to face truth and accept truth and adjust yourself according to truth and reality through Pluto. So anytime you're acting solely through your Venus, you are in number 6 energy. When you are solely acting through your Venus, you are in Libra detriment. Now you have become the modern woman. She is Venus with no balance of her other cosmic forces. Just pure astral body. Okay? And Venus is very attractive. Ooh, she's so attractive. She's so attractive, she lured Ogun out of the wilderness. She's very pretty. She's very sexy. She's very alluring. Great personality, charming personality, dazzling, funny, make you laugh, make you feel good, smile. All of this is astral body. And it's all they know. It's all they understand. You are in crisis with yourself when you are in this state. You're in danger. You fucked up. So this number 6 energy manifesting through Libra, you cannot walk around in Venus energy alone. Now, for those listening who have not already understood the natal birth chart, you are not doing yourself justice by not understanding your chart. You're doing yourself injustice by not understanding your chart, your natal birth chart. Don't sit down trying to figure shit out. Get it the correct way. Get the right understanding. Get the right understanding. So, questions, comments, concern down below. Go ahead and put that. Yes, this was a narcissistic take because a narcissist is the only one who can help the codependent, the number 6. You understand? All right? That's the only one. I accept that about myself, so I accept all complaints and all that other stuff, because guess what? I'm a real person, all right? I'm a real person, and I'm happy with that. So anyway, thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, all that, you heard? Detail about the number 6. When you get number 6 into your life, okay? Persons with number 6 energy into your life, this is very important. You do not take services. You do not accept services that are not warranted. Okay? Number 6s are going to want to serve you. They're going to want to give you things. They're going to want to sacrifice for you. Because what this does is it creates depth. It creates leverage. All right? And that depth and leverage can be used to manipulate your decisions, to manipulate your outlook, your perception, to guilt trip you. All right? To also lock you into the 8th house, into intimate standing with them in the 8th house, which bonds you as one. And once you agree to that, source, spirit, then recalibrates your karma together. Understand that. The other detail is that you have to be extremely careful with having sex with a number 6. You do not have sex with a number 6 unless you are married. You really shouldn't do it at all anyway unless you're married. But I warn you, I'm doing my job. I warn you, I warn you, I warn you, don't you have sex with a number 6. You do not enter a number 6 unless you're married to them. Do not accept the services. Do not accept the devotion. Do not accept those things. Do for self. No. Oh, that's so kind of you. No, thank you. I got it. Really, you're too kind. I can take care of it. Oh, I already have one. Thank you so much. And if you do, you need to give an equal return. All right? If they give you a cup of water, you need to find a way to give them an equivalent of a cup of water at some point. All right? Because you don't want to create debt with a number 6. Because a number 6, remember, it's like you're enabling the inevitable crash. Okay? The number 6 sets itself up for crashes. And then they're going to blame you if you were the one who helped them to do it. You understand? I'm warning you. The astral body works that way. The astral body knows how to attract and persuade and manipulate. And when they're in the shadow of the self, they can't see this about the self. And because they can't see this about the self, they have to go through it to come to the understanding of it through the breakthrough of pain. Okay? So don't help a number 6 to build a delusional idea. Don't make them feel like you're in a relationship with them if you're not. Wake them up out of that dream in a respectful way, in a way that considers the feelings. Communicate as you go. Don't be kissing, hugging, rugging, and fucking if that's not what y'all, if you're not in the 8th house, if that's not where y'all going in marriage, in commitment. Don't do that. Don't take it. Because he and she is going to want to open up everything for you so that they can leverage their negotiating power. All right? So you can't enable a number 6. I warn you. I warn you again. How many times I warn you already? Right? This is probably 6th time. I warn you and I warn you again. Just because they make it easy for you to have access to them, they make it easy for you to show up with them, they make it easy for you to be around them, don't exploit it. Do not take advantage of it, even though they will let you. Just because somebody will let you take advantage of them don't mean you should. Just because somebody will let you exploit them don't mean you should. Just because somebody's going to let you use them doesn't mean that you should. I'm warning you. Because they will be okay with it in that moment. But the moment it goes a different direction, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. One more time. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. You will pay for that. You will pay, and you will pay dearly. Do not take advantage of that number 6 energy. Don't do it. If you're not going to marry the person, leave them alone. She and he is going to be so sweet, so understanding. The depth also starts on emotional stance, okay? Because the codependent is looking for an emotional exchange of depth, okay? They're getting you in depth emotionally so that they can have access to you emotionally through the 8th house. You understand? Okay? Through validation. This validation can never be accomplished because only that person can confirm that for themselves through the inner child, not through the relationship, but they're going to attempt to confirm it through the relationship, but you cannot enable them to be in such folly and futile action. If you enable it, you will share in the karma. If you enable it, you will share in the karma. If you enable it, you will share in the karma. I'm going to say it one more time. If you enable it, you will share in the karma. Understand that. Be careful with 6s. Be careful. Don't use them for a place to sleep. Don't use them to heal and then peel and and leave them hanging. Don't paint a dream or idea that you're doing something that you're not doing. Don't make them think that it's one thing and it's another. Don't do that. Be honest. It's going to hurt their feelings. It's going to make them uncomfortable. It's going to jolt them back into reality. With the number 6, you have to constantly jolt them back into reality. because they're going to want you to help them to build that delusional idea, that delusional concept of you and them. Understand that. But you got to keep jolting them into reality. They're going to overburden themselves with duties and responsibilities. They're going to do things that people didn't ask them to do. They're going to want to do things for you that you didn't ask them to do. But you have to keep everything in the light. Keeping everything in the light means you have to keep them cognizant of the fact that you are volunteering to do this. I didn't ask you to do that. Okay? You decided of your own will to do that. This is not something I'm requesting or expecting from you. You understand? You have to clarify these things with the 6. If you don't clarify these things, you're going to have some serious, and I mean serious, emotional problems moving between you and that person. Don't do it. Don't do it. Especially do not have sex with that person. Be careful. Go through marriage.